Is indeed a great inside player. Billy McCaffrey's a whale of an outside player.
Well, you know, he plays both ends of the floor, but he's got nice moves to go to the basket. He can finish with either hand. But his major league skill is when he catches the ball from the outside, he's the perfect form on the three-point shot.
He has some great shooting numbers. We'll get into those. McCaffrey is joined by McMahon, Lawson, Anglin, and Elder in the starting lineup. Bennett, Kaufman, Thomas, Clemens, and Keene on the other side for Illinois. A look at the officials for this afternoon's game. Dick Paparo, the referee from Syracuse, New York, joined by Frank Scagliotta of Penn Argyle, Pennsylvania, and Bob Barnett from Baltimore, Maryland. And there is Lou Henson, a delightful man. He really has been a joy to deal with. The head coach at Illinois the past couple of days here in Salt Lake City. Illinois leading this series 4-2 over Vanderbilt, but Eddie Fogler has done a whale of a job with this Vanderbilt club. If you're scoring at home, boys, sharpen a couple of pencils, because Eddie really runs players in and out of the game.
I'm sure glad you got to follow that a lot closer than I do, Mike.
All right, we're set to go. It'll be Bennett and Lawson jumping up, and Bennett quickly steals the tap, and we're underway. Vanderbilt plays a variety of defenses, Larry.
And they like to change their defenses in timeouts to catch the opponent off guard.
Kaufman comes up shooting, the rebound to Anglin. Kaufman really struggled first half of Thursday's game, didn't score, but then had 14 points in the second half. McMahon looking in low at Lawson. Richard Keene, the freshman, gets the defensive assignment in the man Illinois defense against Billy McCaffrey. Down low with the leaner, and a foul is called as Kevin Anglin used his body well on that one.
Kevin Anglin doing a good job of working hard without the basketball. You know, I think if there's any one word to describe how he plays at both ends of the court, it's that he hustles.
Anglin, a co-captain of this club. Unusual miss there, as Vanderbilt made 24 of 27 from the line against Boise State on Thursday. And Anglin's 1 of 2. That foul, by the way, if I didn't mention it, was on the point guard, Rennie Clemens, who has the ball right now for the Illini.
They've retreated back this time. They're in a almost appeared to be a zone, but they're playing soft.
That's too low for Bennett to handle.
Vanderbilt that time gave the look of a 1-2-2 zone, although they stayed man-to-man with Kaufman, who cut from one side of the lane to the other.
A little jump defense there, a little box and white maybe?
Got to watch that next time down, see if I can figure it out.
Eddie Fogler will play them all. They got a thick playbook over there at Vanderbilt. Lawson comes high. This is McMahon. Probably the only player who struggled. McCaffrey nets his first shot, and it's a 3.
He's got textbook form when you watch him work without the ball. He gets his shoulders square, so he's got a real nice look at the basket. The elbow's in. He comes right over the top with that shot.
Here's Clemens on the penetration, trying to dump it down again. Bennett couldn't get the handle. McCaffrey the loose ball. McCaffrey the up quick. McMahon the pull up. Way off the glass. Rebound to Clemens.
McMahon with a good idea that time, because in the transition offense there was defense protecting the basket, so he pulled up so he wouldn't draw the charge. Shot the bank shot a little short.
Looks like a pretty straight man this trip. There's Kaufman down in the blocks. Can't get it down. Lawson tracks it down.
Kaufman, one of those type offensive players that just needs something to ignite him, to give him a burst of confidence, and then he can get on a roll.
Lawson starting some of these plays in the high post, trying to drag Deon Thomas away, who's not biting. Here's McMahon, buries it through. Vanderbilt getting the start that they wanted. 7-zip in the first 2 minutes and change.
You call this in baseball so far a shutout?
Here's Keene. That's way off the mark. Rebound, Kaufman battles, but Lawson's got it. McCaffrey directing the traffic outside. Elder down in the corner. Anglin. This is a very unselfish Vanderbilt team. If there's an extra pass to be made, they'll make it. McCaffrey the miss. Elder the offensive board. Swallowed up and kicks it out.
Illinois defensively now, if they force the outside shot and are fortunate enough to get a miss, they must box out.
And I think we've got a foul on Andy Kaufman on Ronnie McMahon shooting the 3, so he's going to go to the line for 3. And Kaufman gets a quick seat on Lou Henson's bench. Andy, one of those guys, if he doesn't get it going early, and even the Illinois coaches told us this the other day, he'll shoot you out of the game as well as he'll shoot you in the game.
And he will, but he has the shooter's mentality. You want players that are capable of putting up big numbers for you to always feel that their next shot is going to go in. So I'm sure Coach Henson will visit with him on the sideline, tell him, hey, you're going to get in the flow. The shots are going to fall. Just take your time. Get it out of the offense.
Here's the visit, Coach. You've been there, haven't you?
Many times, many times.
McMahon is 2 for 2. It's a 9-0 run to open the game as Lou Henson tries to get his bench involved in this one. Ronnie McMahon, a very athletic guard. He's second on the team in block shots, so he's involved defensively. Deon Thomas, I think, touching it for the first time in the game on that rebound.
Again, now the Illini should come down, set up, change sides with the ball, really make Vanderbilt play defense, and then go to their strength. Another change of defense, 1-3-1 zone. They occasionally will trap out of this in the corner.
Taylor to Clemens, 2 point guards in, and again, a little too difficult for Bennett to handle. Clemens trying to thread the needle with that pass, and he was unsuccessful.
The look at the interior pass, it was a great idea, but the pass just a little bit too strong to be handled.
You're being kind.
I didn't have to catch it.
There's a lot of zip on that one. Lawson leans in. No offensive foul, says Dick Paparo. When Dick Paparo makes a call, you can tell what it is.
Here's Chris Lawson. He's shaped up, makes a nice drop step move, but he gets the shoulder down. Probably better off pivoting on that and looking to take the short jump shot or passing it back out and then reestablishing a better post position.
First on Lawson, first on the team. Taylor and Clemens again, 2 point guards. Usually Taylor will come in to replace Clemens. Lou Henson trying to get all the smarts he can out there on the floor against these changing defenses of Vanderbilt. And Rennie Clemens nets a 3. And the Illini, 4 minutes into the game, are on the board.
For Illinois to get the ball into Deon Thomas, Vanderbilt stays in some sort of zone. Their outside shooters, particularly Rennie Clemens, in the game, is going to have to make that outside shot.
There's Lawson down low. Lawson at 6'9" and 260, and they're not exaggerating when they put those numbers.
Nice drop step power move that time by Lawson. Nothing fancy, just attack basketball inside.
There with the penetration, Clemens outside. Wheeler, and the pass is picked off underneath. And a nice play by Anglin. You're going to see a lot of smart plays out of these Vanderbilt kids. And we've got a timeout. 15:31 to go first half.
60 Minutes, Sunday.
Chris Lawson inside, shaping up. Right here you see he's fronted by Rennie Clemens. The ball goes inside to him. He beats Deon Thomas and goes in strong for the 2-point finish.
Lawson on the bench right now. Takes up about a seat and a half over there next to Jeff Lebo, the assistant. Dan Hall has come into the game for the first time. Dan Hall, number 41 in the white, a player that Eddie Folger is counting on to rebound today and to bring maybe some toughness inside. And that shot sent right back at him first attempt. Outside jumper. No shooters bounce and a rebound to Deon Thomas.
Illinois now just exercise some patience, get a good offensive trip this time, take care of the basketball, and get a good shot.
McMahon giving T.J. Wheeler a lot of trouble, and then the foul is called on McMahon, his first. One of the keys I would think right now for Illinois is that they can't get all back at once, Larry.
No, it's got to be one offensive possession at a time. And you're not going to say 8 passes or 10 passes, but move the ball around, set good screens, and when you get a good shot, take it, get to the offensive board. 1-3-1 zone. Vanderbilt continues to change the defense, try and confuse the Illini.
Kaufman is looking for Thomas now on this trip, and Deon hits a turnaround.
Tough shot that time by Deon Thomas. He established a position below that large block on the lane, so when he turned to shoot the shot, he was behind the plane of the basket, but that soft touch right over the front of the rim, 2 points.
Frank Secker is in for the first time in the backcourt, number 22 for Vanderbilt. Clemens out on McCaffrey. Elder trying to use the screen from Hall. Trying to go on Thomas. No call, picked off by Clemens.
Ooh, that was a tough look that time. It resulted in a turnover for Vanderbilt, but a no call that far away from the baskets. Difficult play.
Wheeler misses from the corner. Dion Thomas has it taken away. Nice effort by the guard Secker. He gets it ahead to McCaffrey. McCaffrey looking for some room. Offensive foul as Billy McCaffrey got the left arm out to clear out for the shot.
Billy in the open court, he makes great decisions. It looked like he thought he had a path to the basket. He tried to fend off the defender, keep him away from the basketball with the left hand, and the official caught it. He got called for the offensive foul.
First foul on McCaffrey as Chris Lawson has checked back in again. Now for Vandy. Kaufman with some room. No. Rebound on the weak side. Bennett. No call underneath. And then a travel is called. In the round of 32, they are letting them play.
Well, you know, the thing that I think both coaches are upset about is usually you get a no call on a charge block if the defensive player is standing underneath the basket, but in both instances, the defensive player has been away from the basket.
Anglin, now Secker will set the offense. Here's McCaffrey on a win. Kaufman has got him this time defensively. Little screen from Hall. McCaffrey uses it. Dion Thomas jumps out. McCaffrey knocks down the jump shot.
Vanderbilt, a team that will screen on the ball. Illinois either must get out and show to help on the man with the ball or switch defensively so they don't give up penetration or the open shot.
Here's Dion Thomas for two. Thomas with his second bucket. Thomas is out there right now with Bennett, Kaufman, Wheeler, and Clemens. It is Secker, Lawson, McCaffrey, Hall, and Anglin on the floor for Vanderbilt. Here's Anglin. McCaffrey just standing left of the screen. Foul line extended. Now he pops out.
Notice how many passes Vanderbilt's making in their offense. Very patient.
Anglin leans in, kisses it home. 3 points for Kevin Anglin and an 8-point Vanderbilt lead. We've got 12 and change left to go. First half from the West region here in Salt Lake City. Illinois, Vanderbilt, Rennie Clemens, Noel, Hall up big for the rebound. And as I said, that's what Eddie Fogler is looking for from Dan Hall today. Inside Lawson. Hall on the cut.
Nice interior pass and look by Chris Lawson. Very unselfish play on his part.
A 10-point Vanderbilt lead. Wheeler pops out. Again, looking to get to Thomas. Dion, the spin, the lead, and two.
Lawson that time giving up something in the speed category. Did establish a good position to force Dion to shoot over it, but again, that soft touch right over the front of the rim.
Here's McCaffrey. Got it. He's got 7, and he's warming up here. 10-point Commodore lead. Wheeler. Bennett down on the baseline. Oh, that's an offensive goaltender. And we're going to get a timeout. It has been all Vanderbilt so far.
Wednesday.
It has been a rocky road out here in the West for the seeded teams. Number 2, 4, 5, and 8 all gone. The ACC faring very well with the exception of their tournament champion. That's the biggest win since the field of 64 by North Carolina today. And what a day for Sam Cassell of Florida State. 7 of 7 beyond the stripe. Vanderbilt with a 19-9 lead and the ball. I'm going to reset the lineups for you as some changes were made during the timeout. Milburn with the ball, touching it first time for Vanderbilt. He's out there with Lawson, Secker, McMahon, and Elder. Billy McCaffrey getting his first rest over there on the Vanderbilt bench. There's a strip inside Richard Keene, the good hands for Illinois. And the possession arrow right now in Vanderbilt's favor, so the Commodores will keep it. Bennett is out there with Kaufman, Thomas, Keene, and Taylor for the Illini.
Vanderbilt offensively playing with great patience. They're averaging at least 5 passes per possession, which means they've got the Illini out there playing defense.
Making the man-to-man work. Here comes Secker to the basketball. McCaffrey stay on the bench, a brief one, as he's back up at the scorer's table. Dick Paparo's got a foul on Ronnie McMahon off the ball. That's 2 on McMahon, the only player in the game with 2. Let's take a look at that basket interference from a moment ago there.
McCaffrey just scored at the other end. He hustles down and he steps in and forces the miss. The ball is still on the rim. Bennett goes up and he touches it, and anytime that happens, that's basket interference.
Here's Keene in the lane, a little scoop for 2. Richard Keene, a very sought-after high school player last year who stayed at home in Illinois. You can say that about every player on the Illinois roster, as a matter of fact.
You like to see their recruiting budget when you're recruiting guys that are so close to home.
McCaffrey backs it out. Elder looks at Milburn down low. Bennett had a pretty good defensive position on him, though. Down to 18 on the shot clock. Lawson, a little out of his range. That's not out of McCaffrey's range, but he won't get it. A late foul, though, is going to go against Keene, and that amuses Lou Henson.
Coach Henson believing that Billy McCaffrey doing a little bit of an acting job. It did appear that he got tapped on the arm, but certainly nothing that would have knocked him to the floor.
We'll take another look here.
There's the skip pass by Chris Lawson. McCaffrey squares up. Just the touch on the arm.
Yeah.
A little acting job, but you know, when you want to get to that free throw line, you got to draw it to the official's attention.
8 first-half points now for Billy McCaffrey. At 26 against Boise State. Most of that coming in the second half. He hit 8 of 13 from the field in that game. 4 or 5 shooting threes, and that makes Eddie Fogler's life a lot better. Keene looking inside. Deon Thomas the kick. Taylor back to Keene. He squares up. Boy, he had that one right on line, but it wouldn't go down.
Although they didn't score that time, that was nice ball movement. It went round the horn, inside, back outside for a good shot.
Elder, McCaffrey. Oh. 12 now for McCaffrey in the first half. More so than any shooter I've seen in a long time. I mean, he rarely touches the rim.
Yes, yes, yes. Mr. Bennett, I see you out there, son.
That brings the Illini fans back to life. 11-point Vanderbilt lead. Anglin will try. Misses baseline. Long tip coming our way. I'm counting on you when the ball comes our way here, Les.
Here's Billy making a decision to push the ball ahead. Bruce Elder drives in, but he doesn't have it, so he throws it right back out to McCaffrey, who squares up, comes right over the top. Now here's that lob pass. Bennett goes up. He faces the ball, so he momentarily takes his eye off the basket and then reverse dunks it. What an athletic play.
A lot of balls coming our way here now, Coach. You keep those hands up that I heard about when you played at UCLA.
I've got bad hands. That thing's going in the stands if it comes my way.
Here's Kaufman trying to get on track. Still no. Rebound taken down by Secker. The up quick to McCaffrey. Again, the number of passes made by Vanderbilt every possession. They really make the Illinois man-to-man defense work.
And see, this can be demoralizing because if you come down and you shoot quick and then you've got to go back and play defense 6, 7, 8, 9 passes and the other team scores like Vanderbilt did then, boy, it just takes the wind right out of your sails.
If you get a 6'8" player like Dan Hall making foul line extended jump shots, you do have problems on your hands.
They do.
Inside, Deon Thomas. Hall got there late. Pretty good foul to give up. He'll make Deon Thomas earn him at the free throw line. Off the top, we said Deon needed to get the ball.
You know, he works well without the ball. That time the lob pass over the defense. And like you want all big men to do, attack the basket. Don't try anything finesseful in there. Make sure that if you don't score, you have the opportunity to get fouled.
Mark Davidson checks in the game along with T.J. Wheeler. Bennett and Kaufman sit down, and Kaufman, unfortunately, having another one of those slow first halves, yet to score in the game. Deion Thomas, the third all-time leading scorer at the University of Illinois. Delightful kid, too. I mean, has one of the best smiles in college basketball.
You know, when he was up on the podium the other day, we had a chance to listen to him speak. He's a well-spoken young man, and that smile reminded me a lot of Magic Johnson's smile. Just sort of lit up the room.
Wheeler with a nice job on the miss. The Illini will reset. Wheeler with the ball is a pretty good three-point shooter. And the foul is going to go on Dan Hall, who was in a battle with Deion Thomas, and Hall's upset with the call. That'll be the second foul on Hall. Vanderbilt by 13.
You are watching the NCAA Basketball Championship on CBS.
All right, as the teams get back on the floor, let's squeeze in a look at the other two sites. Bill Raftery, BYU and Kansas, 5:24 left in the first half, and Kansas leads by a point.
Kansas being slowed down with BYU's zone, and also the this is an enormous team, Jim. Doing a nice job on the glass, but the hanging close at this point in the game, it's a kind of, I think the flow has to go Kansas open floor.
All right, Western Kentucky, Mike Francesa leads Seton Hall 19-10 about midway through the first half. What's the story here?
I'm sure this one is surprising just about everybody in America who's looking on that score right now. Western Kentucky 8-12 from the floor. Fast-paced team turning Seton Hall over, which has not been able to get into its offense and get the ball down that baseline. Terry DeHair just 1 of 6 so far, the go-to guy for the Pirates.
All right, we'll get closer looks at these games at halftime. Right now, let's send you back out to Salt Lake City with Mike Gorman and Larry Farmer.
Vanderbilt with the ball here in a 13-point lead, thanks to 12 points from Bill McCaffrey. Deion Thomas, the only bright spot so far for the Fighting Illini. He's 3 for 3. The rest of the team just 3 of 12. And again, Larry, that Vanderbilt offense making the Illini defense work.
That shot came up about 2 feet short that time by Frank Secker. But you're absolutely right, Mike. Patience, a lot of touches, moving the defense. And again, it can be very demoralizing when a team makes you work that hard on defense. You come down, make 1 or 2 passes and shoot, and then the next thing you know, you're right back on defense again.
Wheeler, the skip pass. Davidson not likely to shoot it from out there. Good look inside. 1 pass, maybe too many. Nope. Strip. Oh, Milburn called for the reach. Milburn thought he had a lot of ball, and he might have had a pretty good case.
You know, inside, you really teach your players, if there's a loose ball, you grab it with 2 hands, and if the ball's in a player's hands and it's exposed, to reach up, to slap up, so you're less likely to draw the official's attention and draw the foul.
Billy McCaffrey is back in the game, and Rennie Clemens will be at the free throw line. Rennie Clemens missed the first outing back in the second game of the year when these two clubs met. Again, that was a big win by Illinois, a great shooting night for both Kaufman and Deion Thomas, but Kaufman scoreless here today. Deion Thomas 3 for 3, but with 14 minutes nearly gone in this first half, you got to get Deion Thomas more than 3 opportunities, don't you?
You do, and as long as Vanderbilt keeps changing their defenses and they sag back in that zone, you should get a lot of touches to at least that possession, look inside to them, and then you've got to be able to hit that medium range shot to pull the defense out and then pop it inside to Deion Thomas.
As you mentioned off the top, though, Illinois has been known to forget about Deion for stretches of games.
They have, but it's a 1-game season now, and if they forget about him, it better not be too long.
And I think we need to credit the Vanderbilt defense, making it very difficult to get that ball in there. Lawson, the tip back to McCaffrey, nicely done. McCaffrey one-on-one with Clemens. We got a whistle off the ball, and I think it might be Milburn. It is. No, it's Elder picking up his first personal foul. As we look at the brackets out here in the West, Temple and Santa Clara to come later on this afternoon. Temple very impressive in their win, and Cinderella is alive and well here in the West. The Broncos of Santa Clara, they're a great story. We are looking forward to that game this afternoon. A very impressive win by Santa Clara, of course, over Arizona on Thursday.
You mentioned Santa Clara. Every time I hear that name, my heart starts to beat a little faster, Mike.
That was a wonderful show they put on Thursday night. We'll see if they can duplicate it later on this afternoon. T.J. Wheeler, who comes off the bench for Lou Henson, is maybe their best defender off the bench and a pretty good 3-point shooter. Illinois down 10, 26-16. We've got about 5:50 to go first half.
High screen again. Now Lawson's out there. Very rarely will he. Chris Lawson, usually in that position, is to change sides with the ball or reverse it as he looks inside to pass it, but very rarely does he take that shot. He's saying, come out here and get me.
That'll really mess up your defensive scheme, won't it? When the 6'9", 260-pound guy starts burying threes on you. Wheeler looking to penetrate. Nice bounce pass, and Clemens uneasy too. 6 for Clemens.
Clemens really elevating that time on that layup. It appeared that he was high enough to dunk the basketball.
Lawson down on the blocks, uses the shoulder, count the bucket, and the foul, I think, is on Davidson, who came to help.
Chris Lawson showing his versatility as an offensive player. He just hits the outside shot. Now the nice up and under move. A semi-jump hook with the soft touch. He gets the kind bounce, and he's at the line to complete the play.
So Lawson will step to the free throw line. That foul. Well, I have it on T.J. Wheeler up on the board. Deion Thomas looked about the only Illinois player in the neighborhood. Lawson completes the three-point play. He's got 8. He and McCaffrey have combined for 20, and it's a 14-point Vanderbilt lead, 32-18, as we're about to crack 5 minutes in the first half from Salt Lake City. Vanderbilt right now with their largest lead of the game, and Rennie Clemens backs it up.
1-3-1 zone again. Vanderbilt will test you.
And there's Elder inviting the pass and picking it off. On the break, he finds McCaffrey. Elder's going to shoot it. Oh, nice play going through the middle. Anglin just tipped it back out. And whistle and a traveling violation on McCaffrey as he made the move.
Billy spotting the lane to the basket, but didn't get that pivot foot set, and as a result, he didn't push off. He moved the pivot foot before he got going, and he traveled.
Andy Kaufman comes back in. Richard Keene's going to sit down on the Illini bench. 7 turnovers on Illinois, 6 on Vanderbilt. Illinois got a lot of theirs early. They've been pretty good with the ball since, but they can't chop into this lead. T.J. Wheeler comes up shooting and gets 2. His first basket makes it a 12-point game with 4:14 to go in the first half.
T.J. working hard and getting the Illini going at both ends.
He's got McCaffrey right now on the defensive end. McCaffrey will between the leg move. Lawson will try it again. Short this time. Here comes Clemens. Illini looking to get back to within 10 or single digits with a 3. And they get it inside to Deion Thomas. Elder has really backed off Bennett.
Inviting that outside shot.
And Bennett answers the challenge. Second bucket for Robert. It's a 10-point game.
He's able to do that. That will pull Elder out and create a one-on-one situation inside for Deion Thomas on Chris Lawson.
Illinois has gone probably a half dozen possessions here without a touch by Deion Thomas as Billy McCaffrey knocks one down.
You know, right now, Vanderbilt sticking with its game plan. We said earlier they were a cerebral team. They're getting a lot of touches on the basketball, and McCaffrey's just been the story. Time and time again, nailing that outside shot.
And there's 2 and a foul. As McCaffrey, with the steal in the basket, now has 16 first half points.
You know, Mike, you overlook the fact that Billy McCaffrey plays both ends of the floor. He really sacrifices himself on the defensive end. He's an excellent passer. Great anticipation. Good hands, although he didn't pick up the fumble, he picked it up with 2 hands and finishes strong at the basket. He's a complete offensive player.
6 of 8 shooting for the field for Billy McCaffrey. And Vanderbilt now has opened up a 15-point lead with 3 to go in the first half.
This is a Goodyear AquaTread, and this is a gallon of water.
No matter where you look here in Salt Lake City, this is what you see. Just spectacular views of the mountains, and welcome inside the John Huntsman Center here on the campus of the University of Utah. where right now Vanderbilt with the advantage on the boards, but a great performance out of Bill McCaffrey as he has 17 of those 25 points. And Andy Kaufman, who we talked to off the top, really struggling in this first half, 0 for 4. In the game the other day, Kaufman got an offensive rebound in the second half, just a little chippy, and it got him going, and then he started hitting jump shots from everywhere. He needs something like that as he battles right now on the offensive board.
All right, with the Commodores in command in the first half, let's switch you to a surprising story in the Southeast. Western Kentucky leads the 2-seed Seton Hall with the call, Sean McDonough, along with Derek Dickey.
With 5:19.
Number 33, second foul on Lawson. 9-team foul. 33 Mark Davidson. Number 24 Richard Keefe. For the Commodores is number 50 Chris Stewart. Number 33 Chris Lawson. At the line for fighting number 25 Dion Thomas.
Kaufman winds up charging.
That was a big possession for the Illini. 4-point game, 39-35, and we've got 18 to go here in Salt Lake City. Elder, now McMahon. McCaffrey comes around the screen. He's going to take it and make it free for Bill McCaffrey.
You know, you can't leave him open. He missed that gimme underneath the basket, and his eyes got big. It's like he couldn't believe he missed that shot.
Clemens the scoop on the other end. Here's McCaffrey. Got it again.
Hey, let's take turns. You hit a jumper on me, I'll hit a layup on you. I'm coming back. McCaffrey's in. I hit a jumper on you.
23 for Billy McCaffrey. And the lead is back up to 8. Kaufman misses outside. Whistle underneath. And I think it's Bennett who's going to pick up the foul in the rebounding action. On Bennett, that is his first personal foul and the third on the team. Illinois opening the second half strong, but then Bill McCaffrey with 2 quick threes, and it's back to an 8-point edge for Vanderbilt. They led by 11 at the half. We've got 17 to go. McMahon hits 3 of his own. And they are starting to really shoot it here in Salt Lake City.
Vanderbilt making those 3-point shots. Illinois coming back with 2. That mathematics, those arithmetic really favors Vanderbilt.
Those numbers. Here's Keene. In and out from the corner. Anglin there. Gets it ahead to Elder. Wheeler nearly picked the pass. Now McCaffrey will set the Vanderbilt offense. Lawson.
In the first half, Vanderbilt making at least 5 passes before they look to shoot the ball. Really put a lot of pressure on the Illinois defense. Illinois, on the other hand, when they could get the ball inside to Thomas, he responded by going 4 for 4 and not missing at all from the inside.
Still hasn't touched it here in the second half. There's Bennett in the paint. Nice move up and under. 6 by Robert Bennett, who lit this building up with an alley-oop in the first half.
He's very athletic. He's got a nice build on him, long arms. Does a terrific job around the basket working without the basketball.
McCaffrey will back it off. Now Anglin will reset the offense. Here's Elder. Can't hit the 3, and I think the foul is going to go on Kevin Anglin in the rebounding action. Yes, it is. And on Anglin, that's his first. We'll be back.
Ronnie McMahon here with the ball. He's looking for Billy McCaffrey. McCaffrey goes up with a good base. Look at the follow-through on the shot. Rennie Clemens hits him down low, but because he established such a good shooting base on his way up, didn't affect the shot. 3-point basket.
Vanderbilt led this game 39-28 at the half. Illinois with the ball and an 11-9 edge on the scoreboard here in the second half. Interestingly enough, Illinois outscoring Vanderbilt despite the fact that Deion Thomas and Andy Kaufman are scoreless here in the second half. Here's Wheeler missing a 3. Thomas unable to control the offensive board. Anglin now looking for Hall, who just came into the game. McCaffrey on a wing. Brooks Taylor out defensively on him. Anglin the cut, and Bennett picks up his second personal foul.
Illinois, number 30, Robert Bennett.
Vanderbilt with a 48-39 lead. They led by 11 at the half. Illinois trying to make a little noise, but as we just said, trying to make that noise with no help from Andy Kaufman, who's on the bench right now and hasn't scored in the game. And Deion Thomas, who had 10 points in the first half, hasn't scored yet here in the second. 4 points now for Kevin Anglin. And there's Andy Kaufman, who struggled the other day, and Lou Henson's going to get him back in. We're talking about the 4th all-time leading scorer in Illinois history.
You know, Andy Kaufman did not score in the first half of the Long Beach game, and he came back in a hustle situation, a scramble situation. He got an offensive rebound basket, and that got him off to the start that later helped him help his team win.
Taylor a seat back over on the bench, and Anglin also is going to sit down for Vanderbilt. Dan Hall has checked in. Frank Secker is in at the point now for the Commodores. There's Kaufman looking inside. Kaufman's going to take it. Can't get the bounce outside, and tipped out of bounds by Dan Hall. Deon Thomas having to get offensive rebounds if he's going to touch the ball, Larry.
Well, you've got to have something in your offensive scheme to either get him a pick or maybe step him outside. But he's too important, shooting 60%. He's got to touch the ball at least every other possession down the floor.
Clemens does get it inside. Thomas is stripped for the reach-in foul. Oh, they've got it on Lawson from behind. Bill McCaffrey thought the foul was on him. Instead, Chris Lawson has picked up his third.
Third foul on Lawson.
When you've got
Lawson, the first player, excuse me, Larry, in anything resembling foul trouble.
When you've got a player like Deon Thomas inside, if the offense can go through him, in other words, not necessarily getting him the ball to score, but getting him the ball to attract the defense, now you go inside, back outside. The outside shots are going to be much easier. You're going to get better looks at the outside shot.
And now that Lawson has 3 fouls, I think more than ever you want to get the ball into Deon Thomas, right?
So he can attack and try and get that forced foul to get Lawson out of the game.
First point of the second half with Deon Thomas, who is the 3rd all-time leading scorer for Illinois. Unusual, you would see a team with the 3rd and 4th all-time leading scorers on the floor. That is the case for Illinois with Kaufman and Thomas.
You've got players scoring that many points, and you've only got 1 basketball out there. That shows you something. 3rd and 4th leading scorer, 1 ball.
T.J. Wheeler just picked up his 3rd personal foul as Anglin comes back in, and Lawson's going to sit down with the 3. So now Deon Thomas with a pretty good advantage in terms of size when Illinois gets the ball back. Here's Secker. It's a 10-point Vanderbilt lead. We've got 14:38 to go. McCaffrey misses the 3, and Clemens has got the rebound. Here's Clemens. A little stop and start move and a hit by Elder, though Clemens quickly gets back into it.
Clemens very lucky to get that ball back. He got stuck in the air with the ball. When you penetrate like that and jump, you jump to shoot. He jumped to pass. No one was open again. Very lucky to get it back.
Thomas with the turnaround. Nicely done over Hall. 13 for Deon.
So quick inside. Turns either shoulder with that soft touch.
Hall knocks down 2. Hall's done a nice job off the bench. He's got 6. Deon Thomas is 5 of 5 from the field. He's only managed 5 shots in quite a bit of time on the floor. Wheeler able to track down the miss. Clemens with some room. Clemens has got the scoop shot down.
He winds up on that shot. You know, you don't have the greatest control over the basketball when you get into traffic. When you put it in one hand like that, you like to see him hold it with 2 and then extend, but he makes that shot. He puts it down.
Elder's going to try one and make it for 3. That's the first field goal of the game for Bruce Elder. Comes at an opportune time for Vanderbilt and pushes the lead back up to 11. Vandy really living off the 3 here this afternoon. Inside, Deon Thomas looking for Bennett. Finds him. Deon Thomas can do it all. I think we both were going to say that, weren't we?
We're just about to comment on that nice pass, how he drew the defense and made a nice pass to Robert Bennett. We've been working together too long. We're starting to think alike.
That was stereo right there. Anglin. Clemens the miss. Clemens again, little stop and go this time, and sticks the jump shot. Boy, Rennie Clemens has really responded here in the second half. He's got 14 now overall. Ball back to McCaffrey.
The offensive pace of Vanderbilt, again, moving the ball.
And a wide open jump shot. You just can't give those to Billy McCaffrey.
The mechanics on his jump shot, again, is just textbook.
There goes Clemens. The scoop doesn't work this time. The loose ball tipped, picked off by Anglin. Loose ball is very much in Vanderbilt's favor in this game. Secker squares up. And the foul is called on Andy Kaufman, who took Kevin Anglin into the cheap seats off the ball. Maybe a little frustration there, Larry. There's some nice shooting going on here in Salt Lake City in the second half. We'll be right back.
Here's Rennie Clemens on that drive to the basket. and the little angled body finesse scoop shot. He makes that one. Now here's one, because the angle of that shot is so low, he brings it down and up, and he gets it blocked. So the advantage and disadvantage of shooting that scoop shot going to the basket.
Vanderbilt the ball in a 9-point lead. McMahon back in the game with Secker, Elder, Anglin, and Lawson. Bill McCaffrey getting a rest around the timeout, which is something that Eddie Fogler does a lot. McCaffrey's already back at the scorer's table. Eddie told us yesterday he was appreciative of the longer timeouts, and he tries to get Bill McCaffrey down and then back up again. Here's Lawson down low with his first basket of the second half. He's got a dozen.
Mark Davidson that time has got to do his defensive work early and make sure that he gets three-quarter on the much bigger Chris Lawson, and then jumps to a position when Lawson catches it to make him shoot the ball from the outside and not drop step to the basket.
Davidson, a power move for two. Davidson and Tom Michael both in off the Illini bench. Deon Thomas getting what I believe might be his first rest of the game.
You don't want to leave him out very long. You know, he's worked hard at both ends, but, you know, this could be the last game of the season. Let him get a minute below and then get him back in the ball game and get him involved on the offense.
Clemens, again with that crossover move, hits a pull-up. That is a 16-point effort now from Rennie Clemens, who heard you, Mr. Farmer.
He heard me getting on that scoop shot of his, so he said, I'm going to shoot this one from the outside on you, big fella.
Elder trying to penetrate. Now Elder from the corner. Thinks about the three. Michael out there with some pretty good defense. Vanderbilt again very patient on the offensive end. Down to 15 on the shot clock. Elder bluffs the three. And there's the strip by Clemens, late whistle. And an offensive foul is called on Bruce Elder. That'll be the second on Elder. And with 10 minutes to go, Illinois gets the ball back down 7. Great second half shooting for the Illini. Andy Kaufman still trying to get himself untracked. Bill McCaffrey got untracked right off the bus when he got here today. The Illini can make some noise if they can score on this possession. Keene looking for a screen. Takes it into the lane, the soft pull-up. Richard Keene with 7. It's a 5-point game.
Excellent move that time by Richard Keene, coming to the control 2-foot stop in the paint, jumping up right over the defense and shooting the ball softly in for the 2 points.
McCaffrey. McMahon a little difficulty getting the handle. McCaffrey the penetration. McMahon backs it out. He's going to take the three. Knocked down. Count it, and a foul. Big bucket by Ronnie McMahon. And the nightmare continues for Andy Kaufman.
The penetration that time was set up by Bill McCaffrey. Ronnie McMahon just gets his feet set. He focuses on the rim. He could see the contact coming, but he just focused, went right over the top, hit the shot, and now he's at the line for the 4-point play.
Kaufman committing what could have been a frustration foul. His fourth, goes back to the bench, still hasn't scored in the game. And McMahon, a chance for the 4-point play. That's a big trip. That's a big, big trip for Vanderbilt.
Silences a run that Illinois was quietly making there.
Here's Keene. Keene is out there with Bennett, Deon Thomas, who just came back in, Clemens. There's Bennett's turnaround, won't go down. Deon Thomas, big, no. Bennett, back up, yes. The Illini owning the offensive board, at least on that trip.
As a team that time, great effort on the second, third, and fourth shot opportunities. 7-point game.
Lawson, Elder, McCaffrey, Hall, and McMahon are on the floor for Vanderbilt. Here's Lawson, and he knocks down the jump shot, and a foul on Deon Thomas. 14 now for Chris Lawson. And watch the battle underneath.
There's a missed shot by Robert Bennett. Dion going up, getting two hands on it, going up strong. His body slightly out of position that time. Bennett gets the rebound back, goes up soft, and scores. It's assuming every shot's missed, getting in a position to grab the ball, and then attacking the basket.
And that foul on Dion Thomas was called off the ball. Dion's going to go over and take a seat on Lou Henson's bench. It's just the first personal foul on Dion Thomas. Hall, though, is able to make the free throw. And these have been two huge trips for Vanderbilt.
I think the last two trips down, both Vandy Kaufman, who's out, and Dion Thomas, who just went out, guilty of being frustrated and committing fouls, I think, as a result of that frustration.
There's 1 of 2 for Hall, but it's a 10-point game, 66-56, 8 and change to go here at Salt Lake City. Here's Wheeler. Bennett, who's had a good second half, short that time. Elder, an offensive, or a defensive board, rather. McCaffrey, the up quick to Anglin. Davidson out defensively on Elder. Wheeler's out on McCaffrey. McMahon will cover Anglin now on the switch. Good look inside for Hall. Pump fake. Too hard. Rebound Davidson on the weak side.
McCaffrey making a nice feed that time.
The Illini need to convert. Clemens. Oh, what a second half Rennie Clemens is having.
Off balance that time, floating to the left, shooting back with the right hand. That's a good horse shot.
Showing it all, as Bill Raftery would say. McMahon hits a three.
One of the few times that they really didn't make a lot of passes in their half-court offense, which is the reason it's so difficult to come back against Vanderbilt. But he nails the three.
Wheeler trying to find a shot. Can't. 11-point Vanderbilt lead. Keene's going to take it. Misses from deep in the corner. Loose out of bounds. And it's still Vanderbilt basketball. We're going to get a timeout. The Commodores lead by 11.
You are watching the NCAA Basketball Championship on CBS.
Mike Gorman and Larry Farmer back here at the West Region in Salt Lake City as Lou Henson's Fighting Illini trail by 11 with 6:54 to go, 69-58. Illinois ball. Brooks Taylor's on the floor with Dion Thomas, Richard Keene, Robert Bennett, and T.J. Wheeler. Frank Secker has come in now for Vanderbilt with Lawson, Hall, Anglin, and McMahon. Billy McCaffrey, as usual, getting a rest around the timeout. Over the top, knocked away by Hall. Keene has been hot in the second half. Forces that one a bit. Rebound to Lawson. Possessions start to become critical for Illinois, especially the way, Larry, Vanderbilt makes their defense work.
They opened the second half averaging about 3 passes per possession. Vanderbilt did before they got shots, but they were getting good shots. The last 6 possessions, they've taken 6 passes, so they're starting to take more and more time off the clock before they're looking to shoot.
Foul is called on Brooks Taylor of Illinois, his first, as McCaffrey and Elder check back into the game. Secker and Hall go out, and Rennie Clemens is back in at the point for the Illini, and Lou Henson is going to send Andy Kaufman in and see if Andy Kaufman can come up with a miracle finish. The 4th all-time leading scorer for the Fighting Illini has 4 fouls and no points today. Rennie Clemens has been the offensive show in the second half for the Illini.
You know, and he's done it both inside and outside. He really came to play today. He's kept his team at least in a position to be close to win this ball game.
Anglin well short on that free throw. Vanderbilt, a very good free throw shooting team. Now here's Clemens. McCaffrey out to meet him. Kaufman, no shot there, goes to Dion Thomas, and oh, it is just not working for those two today, Larry.
Kaufman was coming off a double screen on the weak side, and he did what you call in basketball fade. He didn't come to the ball, but the defense tried to. He drifted and went inside, came back outside, and he turned the ball over. But it was a good look. They should come back to that play.
Lawson. Thomas has not been coming out to cover him, and Lawson has hit 1 3 already today. "20 seconds gone off the shot clock. Lawson back to Anglin. Pretty good cut by Anglin. Lets the man go by and lays it in. Kevin Anglin now with 7, and the lead balloons to 13.
Smart play on offense that time by Kevin Anglin. Reading the defense, giving the nice up fake, letting the defense go by, then shooting it in off the glass.
There's Clemens in the paint. His first miss. It's tapped home, though, by Bennett, who got up there. Bennett with 8 points here in the second half.
Came from a long way out. Had a nice look at the basket. He could read exactly where that offensive rebound was going to come off and finish the play very nicely.
Now, in some games, Larry, you'd say 4 minutes and 40 seconds is a lifetime. I'm not sure it is against Vanderbilt, the way they keep working the ball with the offense.
Well, this is their pace. I mean, they're not doing anything out of the ordinary. Some teams, when they go from playing quick tempo to delay, actually hurt themselves. But Vandy plays at this tempo. This is very good for them.
Some close games going on around the country. Seton Hall in a struggle with Western Kentucky. 73-60. A 13-point Vanderbilt lead here. Here's Thomas touching it. Offensive foul is called on Dion Thomas.
Let's take a look at that one. They actually ran the same play except to the other side. Kaufman looking to find Dion Thomas. Dion getting that shoulder down to get himself set to go up for the shot. There might have been a small flop on that play to draw the officials' attention.
Might have been. Here's what's coming up later on. Cal and Duke will go at it, and we will see Cinderella here in Salt Lake City as Santa Clara takes on Temple. Temple, a very good-looking basketball team. Under 4 minutes to go in this one. Vanderbilt the ball and a 13-point lead. Bill McCaffrey unofficially with 25 on the afternoon. He doesn't look like an assassin, but he is one.
For people that don't think that he is, just you look at the stat sheet after the game and you can see exactly how he's carved the team up at both ends.
There's a turnover. Wheeler gets it ahead to Keene, and a reach-in foul on McCaffrey before the shot. Vanderbilt has only 3 team fouls in the second half, and that's just the second on Billy McCaffrey.
The handle out front. Really no pressure on Kevin Anglin. He just lost the handle, trying to see if he could find a seam to the basket.
13-point lead, and Vanderbilt has it. Coming up later on here from Salt Lake City, Temple and the Broncos of Santa Clara. That should be a good one. And the West has been a rocky road for seeds. We'll update you on the action from Tucson in just a bit. There's McCaffrey off the Keene miss. And Billy putting on a little globetrotter show there with the dribble. Illinois may have to start giving fouls here soon.
They've really extended, and they're playing a lot more aggressively on the outside, trying to make something happen.
That was Keene who gave the foul to McCaffrey. And a look at the rest of the West, where the seeds have been falling. And Larry Farmer spotted outside the hotel last night holding up a satellite dish trying to get the UCLA game.
I didn't know you saw me out here.
George Washington and Southern. What do you think about that Michigan-UCLA?
That's going to be an awfully good game. And, of course, I'm wishing that my Bruins play tough and play a nice game. It's going to be a difficult matchup for them. Michigan's awfully good.
McCaffrey with point number 26. Billy McCaffrey has been in double figures in 31 of 32 games this year. He doesn't miss much, and it's a 15-point Vanderbilt lead. 3 minutes to go here in Salt Lake City, and Andy Kaufman gets one to go down. His first 2 points of the afternoon.
Illinois is going to have to get more of that.
McMahon McMahon has had himself a game. He's got 17 from dunks to threes.
Illinois, when they score, they've got to get back quickly. You can't afford to give up baskets like that in transition.
Andy Kaufman hits a three. It may be too late. We'll see.
Billy McCaffrey here in the open court, spotting running McMahon in transition. Illinois did not do a good job after scoring and getting back and protecting their basket.
Illinois coming with some full court pressure, and Vanderbilt breaking it pretty easily, and then a foul is given by Brooks Taylor. Kansas and BYU in a beauty, and we will be taking you to that game at the conclusion of this one. Lou Henson's making offensive and defensive substitutions here, trying to keep Andy Kaufman off the floor with those 4 fouls when they're pressing, and get him back in as soon as the foul is committed. Kevin Anglin at the free throw line. He's a 75% free throw shooter as Deion Thomas trots back into the game.
2 minutes and 32 seconds. Illinois' got to get it up quickly and run some plays that gives them great looks at the basket early, but also they've got to remember Deion Thomas is inside, and if they can get him the ball and he can score inside or score or get fouled, now they've got an opportunity to set up their press and get right back in this game.
Well, they got what they wanted there. 2 misses out of Anglin. Unusual. Kaufman, no off the front rim, right to Rennie Clemens, tipped away by McCaffrey, but Keene will get a 3. No. Lawson up there for the rebound. Lawson in traffic. Deion Thomas just trying to give the foul, and finally the official blows the whistle. That'll be the 3rd on Deion Thomas, and Chris Lawson will come up the other end and shoot free throws.
Thought Andy Kaufman's shot that time might have come a little bit too quickly, but the other 2 shots that they got were excellent, and they just didn't go. Lawson making a great statement there on the defensive board, getting it strong with 2 hands and protecting the ball. Well, Chris Lawson, boy, does he take up space. He gets that ball strong. He might have kissed him with that elbow a little bit.
3 straight misses for Vanderbilt at the line. Again, this is a team that shoots 72% as a team. 4 in a row. The door is open a crack for the Illini. Keene. Kaufman wants it. Front rims it. Clemens got away with a push.
Really, Clemens that time with 2 hands. He almost got away with it. It was a late whistle, but he had both hands that time in the back.
And if you're going to move Chris Lawson, you really got to push.
You better get your feet set and get a good base and push as hard as you can.
Rennie did his 3rd. And Lawson back at the free throw line. 77-65. So it's a 4-possession game at this moment with 2:04 to go, as Tom Michael comes back in and Clemens goes out. No problem with that one for Chris Lawson. He's got 15 now on the afternoon.
It's going to come down to a free throw shooting contest for Vanderbilt. Their offense is so patient, so deliberate.
Here's Keene with the quick push. Kaufman leaves it for Wheeler. He's going to take the jump shot. No. Rebound Dan Hall, tipped away. Keene comes up with it, turns and fires a wild shot. Anglin, nice play. Just let it go out of bounds. With 1:47 to go, Eddie Fogler will run Ronnie McMahon back in the lineup, and time is running out for Lou Henson.
You want to get a 3-point shot, obviously, and you want it to come quickly, but you want it to be organized so you have a chance to at least get to the offensive board. But when a shot comes up like that, unexpected, you have no chance for the second shot opportunity.
Davin Harris has come into the game, and undoubtedly he may give a quick foul. McCaffrey gets it into McMahon. There's the trap. McCaffrey able to get into the open floor and pull it back out. McCaffrey just keeps on going. 29 for McCaffrey.
Just an intelligent play that time.
Anglin the rebound. Ahead to McMahon. Harris the only one back. Oh, unselfish play. Unselfish play. Elder and McMahon and McMahon will find himself at the free throw line.
You know, Mike, when you have a lead like this, anytime you can get in an offensive transition situation, you've got to make a decision. If you've got the layup opportunity, you always want to score. If the defense is back and there's any doubt, pull it back, and then let's take some time off the clock.
The coordinating producer of NCAA basketball on CBS is Bob Deacons. Today's game was produced by Roy Hamilton and directed by Peter Bleckner. The coordinating producers of The Road to the Final Four, Eric Mann and David Winter, directed by Bob Mattina. And the senior producer of CBS Sports is Ed Gorman. 1 minute 23 seconds left to go as Lou Henson continues to run offensive and defensive players on and off the floor. McMahon at the free throw line. And it's a 17-point Vanderbilt lead. And the Commodores are on their way to the Sweet 16. And the Illini, it looks like the season is going to come to a close. 19 now for McMahon. 18 the Vanderbilt lead. And an offensive foul is called on Andy Kaufman as he makes the drive, and that is going to be the 5th foul. And a brilliant career at the University of Illinois has come to a close. Andy Kaufman goes to the bench for a final time, the 4th all-time leading scorer in Illini history. But this not a game that he'll want to remember.
You know, he won't. And when you look back at the college career, he's had so many great games. You know, you want to go out on an up note. He did play slightly better the second half than he did the first, but they certainly, as a team, Illinois would not be here if it wasn't for Andy Kaufman and the contributions he's made all season long.
He was 12 of 14 from the floor, the first time that these two clubs met back in late November. Nothing like that today. McCaffrey to inbound, finds Elder. Lawson ahead, McMahon. And they are enjoying this one in Nashville. Ball is dribbled out of bounds, and let's take a look at McMahon having a little fun.
You know, I finally figured out why it's called hang time, because a lot of players hang on the rim. He's up there quite a long time, and I guess that's to give the illusion that he stayed there for quite a long time.
Keene can't hit the three. The loose ball ahead. McCaffrey behind the back pass to Lawson. Keene comes up with it. Misses the jumper. Michael and Harris combine in the rebound, and Deion Thomas, making the ultimate unselfish play, puts it back out for the three.
It's really a smart play, because although he had an opportunity for the easy basket, Deion Thomas knows that at this point, the smart thing is to get 3 points as opposed to 2.
It's a nice thing, though, to see the guy who's the 3rd all-time leading scorer in a game that he knows is over, not try to pad his stats and kick the ball back out.
I think very indicative of the type person he is.
12 seconds to go. Hello, Seattle.
I, on the other hand, in that situation, would have shot the ball.
Wheeler can't hit a three deep. Michael, again, looking to toss it out. Keene is going to tee one up. Lawson gets himself another rebound, and Vanderbilt, an impressive win here today. So for Larry Farmer, I'm Mike Gorman saying so long from the John Huntsman Center, where the final score is Vanderbilt 85 and Illinois 68. Vanderbilt has advanced to face the winner of the game we have coming up, the Temple Owls and the Broncos of Santa Clara. The Chevrolet players of the game are Rennie Clemens from Illinois and Billy McCaffrey from Vanderbilt. Once again, the final score 85-68.